With the US Entry Waiver, there are 7 facts that you need to know to have stress-free travel to the United States. I'm Dan Joffe. I'm a dedicated US Entry Waiver lawyer at NextLaw. Let's get started. 1. Who needs a US Entry Waiver? If you've been convicted of a crime in Canada, you may be refused entry into the United States. This is true regardless of how long ago your conviction was. The United States would label you as criminally inadmissible to enter the United States, and your inadmissibility would apply even if you were passing through a US airport or border on your way to another country. The only way to enter the United States without any worry would be to get a valid US entry waiver. 2. How fast can I get a US waiver? The fastest way to get a US entry waiver is to work with a lawyer with access to the electronic filing system controlled by the US Customs and Border Protection Agency. This system is called the eSafe system. Our law firm has direct access to this eSafe system, saving you months of processing time. Bottom line is you'll get your US entry waiver fast. So if you hire a service, ask if they have direct access to the eSafe system and ask if they are a licensed lawyer. This will save you months of time and frustration and can help you avoid costly mistakes. 3. How do I get a US entry waiver? To enter the United States from Canada with a criminal conviction, you need to get permission from the United States Department of Homeland Security. This permission is granted in the form of what's called a US Entry Waiver. This US Entry Waiver enables Canadians with criminal convictions labeled as criminally inadmissible to enter the United States. Without a US Entry Waiver, you will be barred from entering the United States. 4. Can you be denied a US Entry Waiver? Yes, you can be denied a US waiver. There is a division inside the United States Customs and Border Protection Agency called the Administration Review Office, known as the ARO. The ARO is responsible for reviewing and making decisions on admissibility waivers. Some of the most common reasons the ARO would reject your application are that your application was not completed correctly, you didn't include all the necessary supporting documents, or you failed to demonstrate that you've been adequately rehabilitated. If the ARO intends to reject your application, they will notify you as to why and give you a chance to respond. 5. Can you enter the US with a Canadian pardon? Generally, the answer is no. A pardon in Canada, which is now called a record suspension, is granted by the Parole Board of Canada. With a record suspension or pardon, the Parole Board will direct the RCMP to remove your criminal record from the criminal records database. But here's the issue. A Canadian pardon has no jurisdiction in the United States. This means the US Customs and Border Protection Agency is not obligated to follow Canadian law. In other words, they don't have to acknowledge your Canadian pardon when you're trying to enter the United States. 6. How much is a US entry waiver? The filing fee for an application for advance permission to enter as a non-immigrant is $585 US. This fee is paid directly to the US Citizenship and Immigration Services Agency. 7. How long does a US entry waiver last? A US entry waiver is granted for 1, 2, or 5 years. The decision on how long to grant you depends on factors such as the strength of your application, which includes personal letters from you and your references, the severity of your crimes, the time since your convictions occurred, and whether you're applying for a first-time waiver or a renewal waiver. Once you get a waiver, you can travel anywhere in the United States and you can visit as many times as you want. However, if you want to stay longer than 3 months, additional forms may be required and must be completed, notarized, and submitted with the application. At the end of your 1, 2, or 5-year term, you need to apply again to get a waiver renewal. If you need help with your US Entry Waiver application, reach out to book a free consultation. I am a dedicated US Entry Waiver lawyer. Let's find a way to get you traveling to the United States without any stress. I've included a meeting link in the description of this video.